Welcome to solving percent problems. So before we can start with this, I want to make sure that you've watched your algebra videos. I know that comes after this, but it's really important to know algebra before you can solve these problems. So it's good that you watch, if you've watched at least one step algebra and the video for two-step algebra. I'm not sure if Miss Moore will be covering algebra before percentages, but if she is, then you're all set to go. If she doesn't cover it before, then I highly recommend that you watch this video and this video before you start. Okay? So now I'm going to assume that you've watched those videos, okay? So if you haven't, it's going to be hard to keep up. Okay, let's begin. So 5 is what percent of 200? Okay? So something that you need to know is of means multiply. Okay? So another way to write this is 5 equals, and I don't want to use question mark. Okay? I'm going to use n instead as a variable. Okay? If you watch the one-step and two-step algebra videos, you'd know what that is. That's like x, y, n, anything like that. Okay? Is n percent of 200. Okay? Oh, not of. We've already established that that's now multiplied by 200. So how do you get rid of this multiply? Because we want n to be completely by itself. So you're going to divide this side by 200 and this side by 200. This 200 cancels. 5 over 200 equals n percent. Now, n percent is the same as n per 100 or hundreds. Okay? So let's rewrite this as 5 over 200 equals n over 100. So now we want n to be completely by itself. So we're going to multiply this side by 100 over 1 to cancel this. Multiply this side by 100 over 1. So this becomes a 1, this becomes a 2 after cross-reducing. And 1 over 1 times 5 over 2 equals n over 1. N equals 5 over 2, which is also 2.5. Okay? Let's take a look at this question now. What is 30% of 25? So, what equals, let me erase that one sec. What equals 30% of 25? Okay, so of, like I said before, means multiply. And this we're going to change for n. Okay, you can write x, you can write y, whatever you want. Okay, now n equals 30% times 25. Now, what do we know about 30%? We know that 30% is the same as 30 over 100, right? So n equals 30 over 100 multiplied by 25 over 1, because 25 is just 25 over 1. So n equals, now we can simplify this, 3 over 10 times 25 over 1. Now, there's two ways that we can solve this, is we can first cross-reduce, or we can just multiply the top and the bottom. So if we just multiply the top and the bottom, that's 3 times 25 over 10 times 1, which is 75 over 10, which is 7.5. Okay? The other way that we can do this is n equals, we'll take this over here, n equals 3 over 10 times 25 over 1. This reduces to 5, this reduces to 2, equals 3 over 2 times 5 over 1, which is 15 over 2, which is 7.5. Okay? Now let's take a look at this last question. 60% of what number is 9? So 60% of a certain number equals 9. Okay, and that's the same as writing 60 over 100, which is 60%, times n equals 9. So how do we get rid of this 60 over 100? Well, there's two ways we can do this. One is we can multiply both sides by their reciprocal. Now this might be something new, so pay close attention. So we're looking at 60 over 100 because we want to get n by itself, right? We want to get rid of this. So we're multiplying it by the reciprocal, 100 over 60. We multiply this side by the same reciprocal, 100 over 60. What that means is this cancels out, and n will be 9 over 1 multiplied by 100 over 60, which is 900 over 60, because multiplying this by this, which is 90 over 6. You can divide this by 6 and this by 6, and after you do your division, you'll get 15 over 1, which is just 15. Okay? That's solving percent problems.